just saying how much I appreciate Haley because she's always so masterfully dealing with the ever-changing technical issues of bringing Mindful Monday to all of you.
You're
We are
so sweet.
so happy to have you all here.
We are very excited to be here.
We
Absolutely.
are. I'm super excited about the topic.
Absolutely.
It's one of my favorites.
Okay. I think I might have. How many print off one? Is this true?
That's okay.
Okay. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm just running out of paper. Okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We like to, well, I'll be checking the chat intermittently. If there's any issues with like hearing us or anything like that, just let me know. Yeah, so happy almost Valentine's Day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
February. It's always kind of an intense month for a lot of reasons. So it's kind of nice that this holiday falls in a month that can be kind of hard and edgy and dark still. And, you know, after all the holiday stuff. But it can be a tricky holiday too.
Absolutely. Hang on, I got booted from my thing where I had the chat, so I'm just getting myself back in here. Okay.
Want to make sure that everybody has an ability to message us and to get in if they're a little bit late. So
Absolutely.
Recording in progress.
Sorry, guys. Okay. One second. Okay. Nope.
so one of the things that maybe to think about as we're moving into today's topic is, you know, again, how you engage the holiday of Valentine's Day, what it means for you.
I love that. Okay, now we're actually ready. It's like I said, really important to make sure we're connected to you guys so that we're not talking to no one, so you can be like, we can't hear you at all, because we don't want that. So
No, you don't.
So, you know, we decided it'd be fun to make this a Valentine's like themed, like Mindful Monday. Julie, like, what do you feel Valentine's and like mindfulness, Mindful Monday? What do you feel like those have in common?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of the things that I really have cultivated in my own practice and understanding of mindfulness is this concept of mindful self-compassion. And so really mindfulness is an invitation to be aware, to wake up to any moment that you choose, and to focus on a whole variety of things that you can in any given moment. And a lot of what we tend to put a lot of energy into, whether we're aware or not, is how we're feeling at any given moment. And so we can be focusing on other people, we can be focusing on our homework, we can be focusing on the traffic, but underneath a lot of what we're focusing on often is a landscape of emotion and thinking that's going on. And what people notice when I invite them to start being more aware of the thinking and the feeling is how self-critical most of us are. And so when we think of Valentine's Day, we think this is an opportunity to extend kindness and appreciation and love to the people that we care about. But who ends up being left out of that circle?
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say like ourselves.
It's a really wild guess, and you just happen to be right.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, surprise. It's crazy how hard it is for people to even conceive of like a way to show themselves self-love. So what's really cool about today is Haley is going to talk about some different practices, but we're also going to talk about this idea and the benefits of what it means to practice self-care and self-love. A lot of people tend to think of putting attention towards ourselves as selfish. Have you ever thought that?
I've heard it before, and it's an interesting take that I'm not on board with though.
Yeah. And what helped you recognize that as flawed thinking.
So the biggest thing is like, when it comes to the difference between just self-care and like self-love
Yeah.
is we like we can't do anything for like something I tell myself when I'm having a really hard time just like getting basic self-care in is like
Yeah.
you are not going to be like helpful to anyone if you don't
Right.
take care of yourself like
Yeah.
first. And I think that's the biggest thing is that's the highest form of like loving like your neighbor is like
Yes.
loving yourself. And I think that's the most important thing is like, sure, you could run around and potentially help everybody else first, but you're gonna have a lot less of an
Yeah.
ability to help others like long term if you do that.
So true. And there's a great metaphor, and people may have already heard this, but it's the airplane metaphor that, you know, when you have an issue and you need oxygen mask, they always say, put your oxygen mask on first, right? And then you can make sure that you're going to have enough oxygen to help those that you're caring for that also need oxygen masks. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And it's a good metaphor because it can be harder to spot those things like day to day for ourselves because it's
Yeah.
not so concrete. It's like not having oxygen. I
Right.
think that will comes a little bit more inherently, but the other things they really sneak up on us.
They
And they
do.
really can have just as negative of an impact as not having oxygen, but they are sneaky.
They are sneaky. I'm curious for you, what are some of the ways that you practice self-care day to day?
Yeah. I mean, as an introvert who works with people all day long, that usually looks like something alone. And that can be all kinds of different things, but that for me, that's always the core of it is making sure that I get time by myself.
Yeah.
Even away from the people that I like that I like love very, very much that live in my
Right.
house, like, but I still need that time. What about for you?
Yeah. I need time in nature. And so again, so much of our day-to-day life exists in an office, in a workspace. And we're lucky enough to work and do things that we love to do. Lots of people might not even have that. But when you think about the environment you work in, man, that is an energetic relationship that you have with that environment. And so what I notice is when, like at lunch, if I can go out and go for a walk, or on the weekend, if I can go cross country skiing, I actually put energy back into this bank that allows me to be more grounded when I come back to work. And so that's a way that I balance things out and take care of myself is huge.
I like that. So nature.
Yeah.
That's good because I don't think we were meant to spend as much time indoors as we do. I think that's what we were built to do.
No.
So that's good to make sure that you consciously include that in your life.
Yeah.
I like that. So have some practices we're going to do. If you're interested in having like a copy of these, I would say put it in the chat, but I don't want you to put it in like right as we end this or something and we miss it. So just send me an email and I'm happy to send these along to you. But they're all Valentine's themed and you could do these on your own with your kids. But yeah, some good practices here. So the first one, we're gonna do like some heart breathing. You don't need a diagram for it. You can do like a heart. I like the diagrams because if you've ever done like box breathing, I'm really good at visualizing things, Julie, but I have a really hard time just like visualizing a box and breathing with it. Like this
Right.
really doesn't work for me. I'm like, where's my box? Where am I? I don't know what's going on. And then it like does the opposite of what I'm trying to go for. So for this, like if you've done like traditional like box breathing before, you'll know that there's a couple different ways to do it, but a lot of times it's like, I know people often hold like on the corners, they
Mhm.
breathe in, and then I like a rectangle a little better than like a square, just because I think breathing out for longer is a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm a huge, I call it zombie breathing. I'm trying to sell my kids on it, where you like, you breathe out for as long as you possibly can, because I think it helps a lot. And also the sound you make is hilarious when you do that. It's like, as you're like pushing all the air out.
Hence the name zombie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
that makes
decided we'd
sense.
go for something more like romantic this time versus zombies. Maybe for Halloween we'll do zombie breathing. But you start here at the bottom and you're going to, oh wait, oh, I'm going backwards. Okay, start at the bottom and then you breathe in up here. You hold in the middle here, right? And then you breathe out for the other side. So let's try that. Okay, we're gonna go breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. And I think we'll do it one more time just for good measure. And like I said, if you're interested in any of these diagrams, just send me an email. Okay, breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Okay. So this one, and I'm realizing, oh no, Julie, I forgot to bring my dice for this last one. But that's okay. We can just talk about it here. And we can have pretend dice. So, all right, so this one, self-love diagram here. And this can help you be more intentional about taking care of your personal relationships. So we've got 3 hearts on this. You write like a specific and meaningful compliment you'd like to give like to yourself, and you say each compliment out loud. I think it can be really good for taking care of those around you, because that can be hard too. But today we're focusing a lot on taking care of yourself, because that's the thing that often falls by the wayside. But is writing a compliment about yourself, like in each one, Julie. I want you to pick a compliment to give yourself one of these hearts here.
Okay, I am a genuinely compassionate person. I genuinely connect with other people, not only through communication, but I think I'm very dialed in to the feelings. And I think I bring a pretty grounding presence to those situations. So I think that that's something that I sort of was born with, but I've also developed over time.
Yeah, I love that, Julie. And I think that you have the ability to do that. While also like holding your ground when necessary, which I really value about you, because like you do that, but you don't, we also know we can't push you around, which I that's very good. So today mine's a little smaller than that. Mine is going to be just being able to roll with the punches when it came to realizing that the upcoming like need for a password in a Zoom meeting happened today.
I witnessed it.
So
seriously, I was in awe. I was in awe the whole time that she was navigating that.
And I knew it was coming, but I didn't realize it was coming today. So glad that we got that taken care of, and thanks for coming with us today. We really appreciate it. But this is a good activity to do, to just be more intentional about giving yourself some love. This last one that I meant to have dice for is take a dice, and for each one you roll it, you give yourself a specific compliment. So Julie, pick a number.
Okay, I'm gonna say 4.
Okay, so 4. I love that I am ...
Silly. I don't take myself too seriously, and that's probably really one of my favorite things about myself.
I value that about you as well. I like it. And let's see. I was like trying to pick an easy one. I don't remember what
I
they
just
were.
shook them
I
up.
like how you shook them. That's good. This is really like experiential. I'm a fan. I don't know, Julie. How about number 3?
3. I love my family because
That's good. I love my family because they call me on my crap, which I really like, including my kids.
Oh, that's great.
Which mixed feelings, but in general, it's a good thing. I'm glad they feel safe enough to do that.
I bet you've role modeled that for them.
Tell me, the other day, my son, he got like, I gave him a little bit of grief for something, and we repaired that, but he said, "Mom, that is not what I was doing." And I said, "You're right, bud. Like that is not what you were doing," because I left and he said, "Aren't you gonna help me?" And I said, "I'm gonna help you. Like I'm gonna get to it." And he said, "Mom, like I didn't do anything like mean." And I was like, "Oh no." And I don't know. So I value that, and I value that in all of my relationships, but I really appreciate that about my family.
Okay, I'm gonna shake it again, because that's really about what you love about your family, not so much about yourself.
Fair enough.
I feel like that was not a real specific self. Okay, so another dice.
Number 6.
I love my personality because
I feel that I can help people feel like at ease, and I value that about myself.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Do you feel like you've always had an appreciation for that part of yourself?
No, because I think a lot of times the things that make us authentic and put us at ease, like they're raw, and we have to get comfortable with them. And I would say definitely not always good with that, but I've come to realize that it's a good trait, even though when I was younger, not when I was good with it, because I was like, no, I need to be cooler and more suave. I don't know. So
I know I was talking with a student just today about the need to fit in, right? And again, how we end up putting other people's needs over ourselves. Because that innate primitive need to fit in, and there's a good reason for it. In tribal times, back when caveman and, after, if you were not, like if you did something that the tribe rejected you for, you were dismissed from the tribe and the protection and the food, and it was like a death sentence. So there's still this real primitive need to fit in and to feel like people approve of us. But oh my gosh, that is a very small way to live your life.
Yeah, it is. Because, oh, what I've had it said to me before, we're never gonna see these people again. Why does it
Yes.
matter? And it's true. Like
And even
most
the
of the
people
time.
you do see again,
It's true.
right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a good thing. So you're not gonna see them again. But absolutely, no, absolutely. And Julie, what do we have like coming up, like for Mindful Mondays, like in the future here?
So my hope is, I recently took a new position and we're in the process of hiring someone else. But my hope is that within the next month that we're going to start offering yoga and meditation again. And I will send out a flyer once we have that nailed down. It will probably be on a Wednesday because Mondays have turned out to be tough because people often forget to bring clothes for Monday. Mondays tend to be kind of crazy. And so we're going to call it Wellness Wednesday Yoga Meditation. And so that's something I'm hope to see, hopefully maybe the end of March.
I think that's perfect. And Wednesday, it's just an upside down like M. And so it's just like, I don't know, and you are just doing upside down like mindfulness when you're doing yoga. So I think
Yeah,
it
down dog is upside down.
makes a lot of sense.
Right. Yeah. So it's not an M, but it's an upside down. It's an A. Down dog is an A. It has nothing to do with my.
I love it. That's perfect. Well, that's very fun. But yeah, this was one of our briefer Mindful Mondays, but we appreciate you joining us and hope to see you next time, whether it's yoga or, our Zoom Mindful Mondays, but we will be here.
Yes, and remember self-love. I mean, you don't have to just keep it to Valentine's Day.
Yes, please don't. Please keep it to all the holidays.
Yes, and I am going to even give you a 21-day challenge where you keep track, and at the end of the day, you actually write down something that you did that was intentionally for you as a way of giving yourself love and kindness and self-care. So that's the 21-day challenge. And you can email Haley if you achieve that, and we'll find a way to get you a really fun snack.
I love that.
It'll either be from her office or our office.
So we got snacks between the two of us.
Yeah, we have a lot of snacks. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But thank you all for joining us. And again, if you're interested in those printouts, I can just email me and I can get those sent to you. But have a lovely, mindful rest of your Monday and a good upside down mindfulness on your Wednesday. We'll see you next time.